Well, hi, I'm Jay Cross, and you've asked me to answer a few questions about things that I'll be talking with you about when I arrive in Portugal. So here goes. Creative learning, to me, well, it's sort of like creative advertising. They say it's not creative unless it sells. And I don't think it's learning, or at least creative learning, unless it changes behavior. Changing behavior is the whole point of the game, at least when we're looking at organizations and corporations and sort of pragmatic learning. Now, the creation isn't just what we provide to a group of learners. No, learning is co-creation. So it's a combination. It's having the flexibility to have the learner create knowledge at the same time that we're creating opportunities for building that knowledge. Learning is social. It involves other people. Now, most learning in organizations is actually informal. It doesn't take place in training courses. It takes place on the job. It happens when somebody tries something and they fail. That's really effective learning. It happens when you learn from a mentor or a coach or just a helping hand in the coffee room. It used to be that 80% or more of learning on the job, learning to do the job, was social. But that was before the internet. I think with the advent of social networks, with people being able to access others with the touch of a button, a click of a mouse, I think probably informal learning accounts for at least 95% of the way people learn their work. Well, in the future, learning is going to change from push, sort of attend classes, go to workshops, listen to what I say, to pull, going and getting things that you as an individual need. Why is this? Well, there's several reasons. One is just the overwhelming amount of information which is coming at us. The former chief of Google said that every 2 days there's as much information created in the world as the whole history of humankind from the dawn of history until 2002. Now, luckily, a lot of that's data that we don't need to deal with, but you can feel it. There's so much organization, it's totally overwhelming. So you can't sit back and study it all or have somebody feed it to you. You have to go and get what you need when you need it. And there's a benefit to this. Then you use it immediately, and it's reinforced. So unlike studying Latin or geometry in high school, you can actually remember things because they have been reinforced. I think this makes a change for those who are fostering learning opportunities in organizations. No longer should we be dealing with individual programs to learn a specific thing, a new language or a particular product. No, we should be building learning ecologies, what I call workscapes, learn streams, where people have opportunities to learn all the time as they need to learn things. How are we doing? I think we're going too slow. I'm amazed at the number of corporations that are still dragging their feet and denying the utility of social networks, of connecting people together. I mean, there's no question. This is the way that it works. Training departments, at least in the United States and Britain, are in big, big trouble because they're not connecting to the needs of the business. They're only interested, it seems, in things that they can control. That's why they're so interested in learning management systems, for instance, which provide generally useless statistics. No, learning is going on in the organization with or without training departments. And often it's on the backs of social networks and other sorts of connections that are sort of loosely called Web 2.0. That's where the future is. And that's where the future learning professional better be if they want to keep their job. What's left to do? Well, there's a whole lot left to do. For one thing, the 21st century is so different from the 20th century that it requires new management practices. And those have to be not just learned, but put into place. In fact, that's what I'm sort of consumed by now. It's a project called 21C Leadership, and it's about what managers and hands-on professionals and all of us in business have to do to take advantage of the opportunities in this fast-moving, global, networked economy? Part of it boils down to trust. We have to realize that the people are taking control. The workforce is being democratized. Innovative companies listen to everybody for innovation, not just some R&D group or outfitted headquarters. No, we're all involved. And that means you've got to trust people. And I find that if you have high expectations of people, they live up to them. Conversely, if you have low expectations of people, they'll live down to them. And if an organization's not on board with this, I frankly don't see how they're going to stay in business much longer. Well, those are some of the topics that I look forward to talking with you about in Portugal and getting your take on them. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.